Hi everyone, it's Lehman with Lace Covered Skies. Today is probably my last video on the Junky Junk Journal. I know it's something that's different for my channel, and I hope some people have found it either entertaining or helpful or just something different. But today I'm going to make the closure, and I definitely think that the closure can be an interesting thing to learn from or to see how someone else does it. Now my desk is a mess, so I'm kind of trying to organize everything, but I am going to make a closure out of a hydrogen peroxide bottle cap and top. So that's what we're going to do today. The first thing I need to do, I did heat up my glue gun. I try not to use my glue gun a lot just because it needs to be heated up, but let me go ahead and prep this cover. So of course we want the cover to be very strong. So what I'm going to do is this is from a box of instant ink. So that's what the instant ink comes in. And I've used bits and pieces of it throughout the journal, like right here. And I'm just going to glue it on the inside here so that it is strong. Now before I do that, I will hole punch it, and it might be worth it to measure this. So this could get really complicated. Let me just hole punch this first. I'm gonna hole punch the cover first. So I am literally just gonna go for it. So there's that, and I'm gonna eyeball it so it's somewhat even. So it's like right between the E and the A. And I'm gonna go in all the way like I did with the last one. Although if it's a little bit off, you know, that's fine. I'm going to go all the way in here as well, because theoretically that would make it match up. But let me just draw a circle just for a little extra reassurance. So I am going to punch the hole here. And let's go ahead and glue this one in, just because glue takes time to dry. So where's my glue? My desk is like unacceptably messy right now. Like everything is buried. So I'm sorry if it looks kind of chaotic in the video. I don't know if I'm too close. Okay. All right, so I am going to put some glue on here. I could hot glue this too, but I think I'm just going to use some tacky glue. And let's match up the holes as best as possible. So there we go. That's going to strengthen, sorry, you can barely see it. That's going to strengthen the cover. And like I always do, I'm just going to clamp it in with the binder clip until the glue gets a little bit more dry. And then let's go on over to this side. I'm really trying not to move the cover that I just did because the glue is still drying. I'm going to draw a circle again to know where to hole punch it. And let's just go ahead and punch the hole. And then I am going to glue it right in. So all right. So let me try to move it a little bit so you can see. I'm gonna match the hole up as best as I can. And again, I am going to put a binder clip just for a few minutes while we prep the bottle top. And let's just, I'm gonna set it aside so that it can kind of dry in peace for a few minutes. And then for this, I don't know if I had to reinforce. Well, I don't think I had to reinforce the front cover now that I think about it. I don't know that I even needed the hole. Yeah, I didn't need the hole in the front cover. So I'm going to cut this so that it's gonna lay flat. And again, I'm cutting plastic, so I'm not using scissors that I care about. All right, so I want it to flower out like this so I can glue it. And I am using hot glue to glue this. All right, so there we go. I will be gluing this onto the cover where I did not need the hole that I punched. All right, so we're gonna leave that aside. I do need to make a hole in here, which might be interesting. It's really late right now, so I'm not trying to make a lot of noise, but I am taking my awl and I am attempting to make a hole in here. And it's plastic, so it's not that hard to do that. But I'm just going off camera for a little bit where my mat is, and as you can see, the point is coming through. And this awl is perfect for this just because it gradually gets larger at the top. So I'm just kind of moving it through to make it bigger. And right now we have a hole that size. I will be trying to string something through there, so I would want the hole to be a little bit bigger. So let's just, okay. I was thinking of using this as a string to hold it because I was gonna use baker's twine, but that's not really like a junky material. So let me try to get this a little bit bigger. I'm sure, let me just cut a length of this. So this is from a lemon bag. And I'm going to, I don't want it to be that thin because it still needs to be pretty sturdy. in order to hold the journal together. I mean, not extremely sturdy, but it still needs to function. So let me see if I can start to string this through. Okay, so let's see if that's even long enough. All right, I think right now what I'm gonna do is I need to glue this on here, and that would mean that, okay, if this cap is screwed on, which is how it's gonna close, this needs to be able to tie onto the hole in the back. And it's not going to be able to do that with this length, so I am going to cut a longer length of this. But in the meantime, let me figure this out. I don't want to cover this guy's head. Like, that's not cool. So I think I could do that. I could just glue it like that and then cut the excess off. Actually, I should cut the excess off first, because when I use the glue gun, I really try to go fast because it dries really quick. Okay. I'll just make it a little bit higher, and that should be fine. All right, so let me just kind of prime this so that the plastic is gonna not resist being flattened. Okay, so there, that looks good. And I have my glue gun over here, so let's just go for it. I hope I don't need another glue stick, because that could be a disaster. All right. I think that looks good. It's hot. And I really don't like using, I mean, I used to use a glue gun a lot, but especially with plastic, I don't like heating up plastic. So let's just let that dry. So that's how that looks so far. And I put a good amount of glue on here. All right, now let's cut. I'm just going to cut the entire length of this bag so that, like, if I have extra, I could just trim it off. Let me actually unplug my glue gun. All right. Sorry, I'm like veering right just because this book is right under here. So are you guys, or have you guys ever been interested in making a junky junk journal? It's definitely not something that I like want to do a lot of, but I just think it's really fun to get creative in this way because it's so like it's just freeing. Working when you're trying to make something very like stylized or fit into a genre or be very aesthetically pleasing, that's definitely fun too. I mean, I definitely like working like that more, but I feel like this junky junk journal, it can be just so freeing, and your creativity can really just take off. All right, now I did see this. I saw this type of closure in a Facebook group, and I think she made a YouTube video from it. So if I can find that video, I will definitely link her in the description. I thought this was a really cool idea. All right, so I will go ahead and tie this on. Now, of course, if this gets, and as you can see, it's very junky, and I don't think I want to like close it too tightly because I'm not done with the journal yet, but so that's how it's going to close. And to open it, this needs to just be unscrewed, and then you go ahead and open it. And of course I messed up on this, like this was not necessary, but I mean it's fine. And I think I'm going to add some more details. I'm also going to make a dangle for this, and that's another thing I'm thinking of. I might have one more video where I make a dangle and I use some kind of just, I'm going to use something like this. I'm going to use the cap to my contact solution and just string it on with some other things and hang it off the spine. So I might make another video for that. But yeah, I really like this closure. I think it's pretty cool. And like I said, if this is not sturdy enough, I can easily change this out for something else. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like my regular content, which is more vintage style junk journals, I will be doing those, and I will be doing a series. I think my next thing is a series of sewing journals, so lots of vintage retro images, and I'm excited about that because I worked on botanical before this, and I think I'm ready for a retro journal, and it's going to be a series of journals. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up down below, and if you want to see more videos from me, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks again for watching today, and I will talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.